Hi, welcome back to Outdoor Gear and Skills. As I stated in my last video, we have moved to Kingwood, Texas. We are north of Houston, kind of about 1 o'clock north of Houston. And we've been here for about a week now. And this morning, I went out and rode my bike to go help clean our church building. And then I was just exploring some of the different green belts. Kind of retracing my steps, but taking some different trails on the way back. And I thought I'm going to explore my neighborhood a little bit. So I was driving out, and the house that we're renting has a fire pit. And we actually did a fire this past week. I guess it was maybe Monday. And when we went to go split firewood, it was kind of like your 7-Eleven type firewood where it's just bundle wrapped. Pretty hard. I don't want to split it on the deck. So I thought, I need to get a log section, something like this that I can split wood on. That's, what we did in Oregon. And I came across this house and they had these sitting out there. So I came back to the house. I grabbed my son-in-law, Kenzie, my grandson, who's just 3 years old. And we went over there and I was looking to maybe just grab one of these. And he's like, let's grab all of them. Let's take them back for wood. And I'm kind of thinking more of like the chopping block. And he's like, no, screw this. Let's take all this. Let's get it as wood. So these things are heavy. I mean, we were trying to, move these. It's easy to move them like that on soft dirt, but to get them into the truck. So one thing we did is we put one of these in front of the tailgate after we lifted one up and about killed ourselves. So we put this here and we lifted onto this and then rolled it into the tailgate. We ended up getting 7 of these. And as we're kind of loading up, I felt like something was biting me right here on my neck, and I didn't feel anything, but I could definitely feel like something was biting me. And this was, I think, on the 6th, one of these that we were loading in there. And my son-in-law was like, oh, you got stuff all over you. So I was wearing this blue shirt, and I'll show this to you. It is covered in ants. I don't know what kind of ants these are. I don't know what they're called. I've never seen ants this small, but I was brushing. I couldn't get them off my shirt, and they were kind of biting me on my arms. But mostly right here was the biggest thing. And they're small enough, like I said, I just couldn't feel anything. And so I ended up having to take my shirt off, and I tried to shake it out. I had more, but I couldn't get most of them off. So it's just something that I've never encountered ants that small before. And for little ant, they pack a punch. Their bite was quite unpleasant. And it's just something, I've got to be aware of here. I'm assuming that as some of the bark came off, that's where the ants just got all over me as we were lifting that up. But, it's a new thing. And being here in Texas, there's a lot more snakes, and especially rattlesnakes, cottonmouth, that kind of thing. And I'm not a snake guy. I am of the opinion that I don't trust land-based animals that don't have arms and legs. And a snake's a snake, and I've never been one for just picking it up, even if I know that it's not venomous. I just don't want to do that. So this is kind of something new as we're out here that I have got to be aware of. But I'm also looking forward to kind of adapting how I do things. So after 21, 22 years in Utah, dealing with high elevation, hot summers, cold winters, and a lot of snow, and then living in Southern Oregon for 8 years where it rained a lot. We only had one snowstorm, and that was a 50, maybe 100-year storm that it dumped snow like that and caused a lot of problems. Knocked down about 10,000 trees in our county. A lot of people were without power. But as I'm coming here, the climate's different. We've got a beautiful day. It's a great time of year to be here because it's not crazy hot yet. I know the summers are going to be, really hot and humid, but I also know that there's going to be a benefit to me from a health standpoint that I might get into later. So excited to grab these, use them for firewood, have a chopping block, be able to use a fire pit, but excited to be here, have new experiences, and then adapt. So far, in the last 30 years, here in Kingwood in Houston, this is going to be the lowest elevation. I was close to 5,000 feet where I lived in Utah, and in Oregon, I was at 700 feet. And here I am at, let me see if my watch tells me, looks like 117 feet. So that's not that great for kind of a training standpoint or stamina when I go back to Utah, like I will next weekend. But I'm excited to just take what I know, what I have learned over the years, and kind of adapt it to a new location, new environment, new weather patterns, and all of that. And so I hope that you will kind of tune in as I am looking to learn new things here in a different area. And I'd love to hear how you have adapted, or what are new things like crazy little ants that you have come across when you've moved to an entirely new location. I'd love to hear about that in the comments. As always, thanks for watching Outdoor Gear and Skills, and we'll see you out there.